Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to kind of go over a strategy I see quite commonly with the Skaven. So Immortal Empires just barely dropped and people are still trying to figure out the meta and play battles with the old world factions. So something I've run into a lot is Skaven with just mass rats. Just an obscene amount of rats. And the whole idea, I think, it's mainly clan rats because they're not expendable and they just want the capture weight. They're trying to triple cap or double cap, however they want to do it, and outweigh you in every way they can. So there's a couple of good ways to counter this. I think the most important one is a wave clear spell of some sort. So the Pit of Shades is still really, really strong. I don't know if it actually got nerfed or not since the beta. But it still will one-shot infantry. It does an obscene amount of damage. So that's really, really, really good. Make sure you take a caster with that kind of utility. I also think Feral Manticore, which I'm summoning in here, is going to be super duper good as well. Just cheap terror that you can throw on the field, especially a flyer, is going to be super handy in routing off these Skaven units. So as you can see, my opponent's coming in. The other thing that I like to do, as Beastmen specifically, is I want to try and keep him off the point. So I'm shoving up in front of this point. I'm not going to beat him to this one over here. But I'm going to try and shove him off the point and not let them get the crazy capture weight. Now, they just have way more units than me, so it's going to be difficult to do. Ooh, really nice Pit of Shades I caught right here. Who's sending a bunch of big group of units right up here. Dealt a nice amount of damage. It wasn't overcast, but it still does really good damage, and it's actually dissuading him from coming up to this point 3. I've got a Bestigor herd coming up here. I was thinking this one would be contested a little more highly, so I think I'll probably bring those Bestigor down once I get that point capped. So over here you can see there's tons of routing. Terror routing this way, routing this way. The Chaos Spawn do cause fear, and they are really, really good into Skaven, especially. Clan Rats only have 25 armor, so Chaos Spawn are going to be hitting like trucks. Getting Torox on his Warlock Engineer. It looks like he's going to run, though. And so a lot of route. I've pretty much solidified my take on point 2 here. Now, point 3, I'm bringing around some Destroyers of Drakkwald. These guys I really like for sneaking points. Man, they are expendable. I didn't think they were. But, so, sadly they're expendable. But they have anti-large and poison, so they're pretty good at beating off some things that would come and contend these side points. Stuff like Cavalry, or... I mean, it's mainly like Saber-Tusk, Fleshhounds. Those kind of units, they can actually beat up pretty well. So, I like putting them on these points. Obviously, this isn't going to be the case here, because it's just a bunch of clan rats, but I'm bringing in Gore Herd, and pretty soon here, once this Manticore wins, I'm going to shove him over that way. So the Harpies are coming in. I think I'm picking these Harpies here just because I want to keep these units routing and routing off the field. Otherwise, they're going to come back, and I'm going to have to deal with the capture weight again. Big pick over here by my opponent. So he's got clan rats, but he's also got these death runners. This is essentially his reinforcing unit. Couple death runners coming around, and he's going to try and nab point 1 away from me. As you can see, I wasn't able to capture it, which was so close. So he's actually getting me on points, and I don't quite have point 2 either. I'm not collecting any victory tickets. So his initial plan is sort of working. He's generating points. He's not getting a triple cap by any means, and it looks like I'm about to get point 2 right now. But he's now got both these points, and so he's going to be he's capped those points. He's going to be generating a lot of points, and that's where he wants to be. I think he lost a lot here in this middle engagement. Just the combination of Chaos Spawn, Gore Herd are really good at fighting Chaff Infantry, and then Torox with the fear, well, not the fear, but just the brute force mentality. He's coming up. So, my Bestigor just died here. This is an overcast Pit of Shades, and this is again why magic is so imperative. I was losing point 1, but this cast alone literally just won it straight back for me. Running over, it looks like we've got Clan Rats. See how much leadership and HP these guys have? They would be coming back, but Chaos Hounds, any kind of super fast Cav or Hound unit is really imperative, I think, in this matchup, because these units with weight aren't going to be able to come back. You can just run them off the field, and also you have capture weight with Chaos Hounds. They don't have any expendable, so that's also really good. Now, I've got him stuck up in his point. I've got these Harpies over. I think, yeah, I'm going to be sending them over to the Death Globe Bombardiers, so really handy that I had them there in that point, or at that time. Manticore came over, and everywhere this Manticore goes, it's just a bunch of routes, tons of routes. And now you can see I'm getting all 3 of these points. I don't quite yet have them. My opponent has a bit of a lead, but His army is in absolute shambles, and this is kind of how you have to deal with the Skaven horde. They've gone really, really wide. They don't have things that can punch upwards at all. Stuff like this Chaos Warhounds will generate tons of value. Chaos Spawn aren't going to break. You're going to be able to just mulch tons and tons of infantry. I've got Chaos Spawn literally just stopping up his reinforcements over here. And something like Torox, he has nothing that can kill Torox. I brought Torox because of the flame attack, or the fire damage, just in case he had like a Hell Pit Abomination or something with regen. I wanted Torox to kind of counter that unit. But it's really not needed here. And so he's basically unkillable. My Bray Shaman has got tons of kills. Actually, a lot of value, too. I think it was just on those Death Runners. Absolute crazy value. And as you can see at this point, my opponent really has nothing that can push me off any of these points, and he's going to GG out. So, Pit of Shades really is the key. I think Pit of Shades is, well, any AoE spell can do work, but Pit of Shades is currently probably the best one. And then a couple of higher tier units. As you can see, those Bestigor herds got wrecked, so my opponent had the teeth to kill stronger units, but for the most part, I really did take, I played the map better, and just the fear, the terror routes, all that stuff combined wrecked this build. I have fought this before, and it's not always fun. The Skaven just have so much capture weight with this kind of an army, but it can be countered, and this is not like a super counter-built army. If he were to bring a Monster Mash kind of thing or weapons teams, I'd still be able to get plenty done with this army. I've got plenty of reinforcements that can take down weapons teams and all the such. So either way, this is a pretty quick one, but I was just thinking that potentially people are struggling with fighting this kind of army because it's really, really simple and easy. Well, maybe not easy for them to play, but it just has so much weight that sometimes it's hard to kind of figure out how to counter it. So for the most part, decent medium infantry, something that's unbreakable or has the chaff killing power, and then magic. Magic is going to do the works. And I think this Manticore, even though he didn't get tons of damage value, some source of terror is also going to be super imperative in this situation. Also, again, paired with the dogs. There's plenty of little things here, but if you combine them all, you can really clean up this kind of army. So either way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.